I'd like to address first the elephant in the room. I know that none of the predictions that I presented from June to August have come to pass. Today's the 17th of August. We are well into the 8th month in the year, as well as the month of Av in the Hebrew calendar. Just as a perspective, we're 2 days in to the month of Av. None of my predictions have come to pass. I understand that predictions are the downfall of a lot of people. That's not what I've been trying to do. I'm not just throwing predictions out just for whatever. It's a legitimate concern. For the New Madrid, this is Stefan Burns' channel. In 2 days ago, he posted this. His channel is dedicated to earthquakes. Even he says that the New Madrid seismic zone is currently up for an intense event. That's all I've been trying to do, is try to educate people, and everything that I've given is trying to be as scientific as possible, trying to pinpoint when this is going to happen, because stars and star alignments are used for sacrifice. I've shown that in the past, especially with Aldeghedi in Capricorn, and where Mercury is. Mercury right now is in Cancer. August 23rd is another date that people have talked about. Jupiter is still conjunct Sirius. Venus will be conjunct Procyon at 5:06 in the morning in New Madrid time zone. You're going to have Mercury on the ascendant with the part of fortune, which is an Egyptian symbol that corresponds to the Henday monument. That at the base you have this cross here, which corresponds to the Egyptian part of fortune, in my opinion, which is this right here. This is an X, but they have this as a cross right where Mercury is. It's going to be a new moon right on Regulus. One subscriber has said that this conjunction is the true Lion's Gate, which is possible. This is actual in Lahiri, so sidereal, it would be perfect as well. Instead of being up here in Cancer, August 11th is 12 days before this, so it'd be 5:10. Over here was the Sun on August 11th, so it is possible. Venus is in the first house. There is no more tabernacle of Sagittarius here in the sky. But I'm going to focus now on just Sirius, because I'm just now going to break down information and not make predictions, because I don't know when these people do what they do. I'm just trying to guess, as we all are. And my guesses are unique in that I try to blend all systems, because there are multiple systems as well as systems within systems. This whole thing is Ezekiel's wheels within wheels, and I'm going to try to explain that today. I mean, first of all, you have, and I've said this in the past, you have the planets dictating one astrology. You have the stars dictating another astrology. Like, for instance, here you have the planets, which dictate one astrology, which is Vedic astrology's focus. You have the stars, the fixed stars, and this is observational astrology, which is Babylonian and Persian astrology. which was the original Magi astrology as well. But I'm still going to go into now a little more in depth on Sirius, try to decode it a little more. Sirius is at 20 degrees of Gemini in Lahiri. So here is Sirius at 20 degrees of Gemini. Now, again, this one, it's large enough, it's bright enough where it actually encompasses, it can go into two different stars. Don't forget, it's not assigned here in either nakshatra, in the nakshatra system. It's not assigned. But it kind of is, but I will get to that in a moment. So you have Jupiter here in this nakshatra, Punarvasu. And Punarvasu is actually Jupiter-ruled nakshatra with a deity called Aditi. Aditi, mother of the gods in the Vedas. So this is here, and it's after Ardra, which is, and these nakshatras can be broken down to masculine and feminine, just as, so it begins with masculine, odds are masculine, evens are feminine. This one is you do, this one is you receive. You do, you receive. You do, you receive. You receive storms here. You appreciate the storms that come from outside. So you receive here. And Punarvasu, you do. You achieve. You venture. You trial. And this is a Jupiter-ruled nakshatra with the goddess Aditi assigned to it. Now it is a feminine deity residing in a masculine nakshatra. Just as here you have Rudra, which is a masculine deity residing in a feminine nakshatra. But it goes deeper than that because Rohini is a feminine nakshatra with a feminine goddess, but the moon is masculine in this regard. So there's deeper meanings here. In any case, you have Punarvasu, which Punarvasu is the higher octave of Sirius, which dwells right at the border between these two. Okay, they want us to think about storms and receiving seriousness right here instead of doing proper motions, which Punarvasu is all about. Punarvasu is about giving a second chance in life, or recognizing that people need a second chance in life. It's about forgiving. Here is Dipanshu Giri, owner of Lunar Astro channel, to describe Punarvasu in ways no one else can on YouTube.
This is the way Adra works. In Punarvasu, you realize that everyone deserves a second chance. That no one is outside, because now you have lived in jungle. Now you have lived with wild animals. Now you understand that life is not black and white. It can be color as well. There are more shades of life. You cannot go in yes and no category. That's what Adra does. Adra says, okay, tell me yes or no. You said it, you should do it. If you're not doing it, you are guilty. But Punarvasu says everyone deserves a second chance. This is not how the life works. Life works with everyone's experience. Everyone deserves a position in the society. No one is bad. So Punarvasu nakshatra. The main work of Punarvasu is to make you guilt free. Even after every single mistake you have done, it will make you guilt free. Punarvasu nakshatra will have friends, will be very sympathetic towards other people. Will say, whatever mistake you have done, if you're Punarvasu nakshatra boss, he will say, okay, it happens. I've done it before, it happens. Don't worry. Punarvasu nakshatra is a nakshatra which will bring everyone to the mainstream. Punarvasu nakshatra is a nakshatra because in Adra you never respected that. Adra you were too busy to point out mistakes. Adra you were too busy to punish people. And Punarvasu says it happens. And you're bounded by these people who are attracted towards you because you're giving them, you're acting as a stamp for them. You're validating them. You are the one who can vouch for them. So you're making them valid. God will, in Punarvasu Nakshatra native, you will be given chance, you will be sitting at the position where you can make other people valid. That's what the Punarvasu does.
So understanding Punarvasu, we have to go a little bit deeper into what the nakshatra means. I'm going to introduce you to this channel here, Claire Nakti, and her very unique perspective on the nakshatras, including this one, Punarvasu, which she equates with the stories like The Phantom of the Opera, Beauty and the Beast, Vanilla Sky, Man Without a Face, V for Vendetta, a whole bunch of disfigured face motifs. Okay, this movie is called I guess an Indian movie.
With an intense longing for love and connection, the opportunity to give and share their excess with another.
She explores how these energies are shown to us in movies and stories that go back as far as Phantom of the Opera, as well as The Hunchback of Notre Dame. A whole bunch of movies of disfigurement and your outer appearance compared to your inner thoughts, your inner values. And her exploration of it, and she's describing what they show us in these stories. And the best example of it would be Beauty and the Beast. But I'll let her explain when talks about Jupiter.
First hint at the overlooked or hidden complexity of their true character. Importantly, this symbolizes their unused excess, with which their cursed state means they now have no outlet for their abundance, being cut off from sharing it with others. Their negative trait became a horrifying form. Now that horrifying form produces this heavy, dark sense of loneliness that begins to erode away their selfishness or vanity, and replaces it with an intense longing for love and connection, the opportunity to give and share their excess with another.
It's wonderful.
If you like it so much, then it's yours.
Punarvasu is the birth of Jupiter, the spirit of the vast, the abundant planet of excess and generosity. These characters, if not in mansions, are confined to other Jupiterian spacious locations like opera houses and cathedrals, which is interesting in regards to Jupiter's rulership over the other element of space. In this way, as I'll explore as I go, all of this is highly symbolic for the initiating impulse of Jupiter here, in its first chance to express itself in time and space. A thread between many of these stories is the punishment suffered by the characters, especially when their attempts at goodness are met with misinterpretation and condemnation.
When I say we kill the beast!
Despite their genuine intention, their benevolent action is twisted and misunderstood by those around them. It's then typically a mob which rallies to attack the individual.
Hounded down by everyone, met with hatred everywhere. No kind words from anyone, no compassion anywhere.
Frankenstein's monster was shot after saving a girl from drowning, an exact storyline that they included in Rigoletto. Only after beating him nearly to death and destroying his home do they find a checkbook revealing he'd also been anonymously sending each of them checks to heal their children of issues or ailments.
Broken femur? $700.
You did that for my Julie?
Similarly, the town rallies against and banishes Mel Gibson's character in Man Without a Face when they wrongly convince themselves that he's a child predator due to the attention he shows the boy in need. Quasimodo is met with terror by Esmeralda when he tries to help her by freeing her from restraints or gifting her with clothing and food. In Frankenstein, although the family he stalks never sees him in the shadows,
we haven't the strength to do this. We'd need 20 men to work this field. It's useless.
He performs chores and tasks for them lovingly during their times of struggle. Eventually, the little girl who calls him the good spirit of the forest leaves out food and a red flower for their mysterious helper. Tragically, when the family does finally peer upon his form, they fear, misunderstand, and violently reject him as well. He doesn't even get a chance to reveal this flower, a token displaying the good he has done, to the family to show he was this good spirit they cherished.